The Community Education Channel presents Community View, a closer look inside community issues that matter. It's a glimpse, a preview highlighting issues and events important to the community, bringing public perception to light on local community issues that make a difference. Hello and welcome to Community View. I'm Melissa Anderson. Recently, the state of Utah set up a committee to talk about tax reform, and one of the areas that is most impacted in need of more funding is transportation. With us today to talk about the county transportation tax that was recently passed to help solve this issue is Washington County Commissioner Gil Almquist. Welcome and thanks for being on the show today.
Well, it's good to be with you and happy to talk about this important topic.
It's very important because we had this issue come up a couple of years ago. It was defeated by the voters, but the state said you can come back and put this tax on if you feel it's needed. Why did the county pass this?
Well, 2018, the legislature saw that various counties had more acute needs, and therefore the voters in those counties may have supported such a tax. And so they thought, well, let's take it closer to the people and let counties decide. Together with the Council of Mayors and others, we have talked about passing the allowed 0.25% sales tax, and it gets broken down further for each municipality in the county as to allocation. But it was decided upon, and we did vote to pass that tax in June and therefore get it rolling.
So when does it come out and how is that allocated? Does some go towards physical transportation and some for roads?
You know, the opportunity is divided amongst one major class, and that is if a city already has a mass transportation or public transportation system, of which we have two, St. George and Ivins, they get a lion's share of the 0.25% because it'll help fund their public transportation as well as other needs, is clear down to a single pothole if they want. If a municipality does not have a public transportation system, then 60% of that 0.25%, sorry to make it so mathematical, but goes to the county. And yet Washington City and other municipalities across the county have a desire to have some sort of a transportation system, and therefore the county will work with them and will see where those funds are allocated. But the pure use of that can go to anything involved in transportation, whether adding roads or maintenance or simply even some of it may be used for planning roads. I'm not sure about that, but whatever costs are associated with getting people from A to B.
Right, and one of those areas might be going to try to get transportation out to Zion or to Springdale area, right?
It's kind of been called by some as a backbone from St. George to Springdale area for that county east to west or west to east, whichever direction you're taking, to get people moved there. And of course, Springdale already has parking issues, and people are traveling here, tourists that are used to taking a bus somewhere, and it could have stops along the way. So if Washington City or other places needed Hurricane to have their own internal transportation system as well, it could stem off of this hub or this backbone from St. George to Springdale.
So what does this do? This is a sales tax it's the gas tax, correct?
No, it's purely a sales tax.
And it goes on, what does it go on? Is it on
every
food,
sales of everything?
But food, right?
Every sales tax that's collected will now be 0.25% greater.
And is that just for the county and not in individual cities, or how? It's just the whole entire county, and then
we pass it on behalf of everyone in the entire county. And again, how it's distributed from there depends on the one factor, whether they already have mass transit, and then the rest goes to the county, and then we can allocate or use for county purposes. Everyone calls in on various shows or talks in their over breakfast over how the roads are maintained. And so we see that this is an added benefit because general fund monies that are collected in cities and in the county really shouldn't go to transportation. They have other needs, and therefore this will free up some of that general fund money to allow roads to be improved or added.
Well, we all like to drive on great roads, not in potholes and wreck our cars. So, I mean, we
Exactly.
should all appreciate that, and the fact that we're one of the fastest growing counties in the nation, we really need
Yes.
to protect those roads and keep people coming back and coming through. So, and they pay that tax too.
Right, and if you consider the people that come here from out of state, they're paying us sales tax and therefore a portion of keeping our roads working and adequate. And therefore, it's not just the burden upon our local citizens that are paying sales tax, but rather those that come here.
Okay. Well, if somebody has a road that they need fixed, they're probably going to be calling you up now.
Yeah, especially in the county, and it's a lot of roads.
It
It's amazing, but St. George City has thousands of miles of road. You wouldn't believe it, but it's true.
Right. Thank you so much for shedding light on this subject, because I think it clears things up about how we spend our tax dollars. So.
Anyone wanting to look for more information can go to a search engine and type in the keywords Utah Transportation Sales Tax, and it'll come up with a lot of information.
Okay, great. Thank you so much,
Thank
Gil.
you, Melissa.
And thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a great day. Thank you.